Jen Kiggans joins me now. And when we have Bill Hemmer at the board this fall, your race is going to be one that everyone's paying a lot of attention to. I know that the Republicans consider this a top pickup opportunity. It's a new district, newly made up. So I wonder what you're hearing from people on the ground. I know you've got your issues, and you can tell us what they are that you want to push. But the Democrats have theirs too, and they're certainly pouring a lot of money into this as well.
Yes, they will. This race for the second district will be one to watch this year. We're very excited about the pickup opportunity. But the opponent I'm running against and I couldn't be more different. Lane Lauria votes for some of the disastrous Biden policies that we're seeing coming out of the White House, including the Inflation Reduction Act, which this past week, actually yesterday, she admitted that the Inflation Reduction Act is simply a cover for a huge environmental bill, which is harmful and hurts Virginia and American taxpayers. I mean, these hardworking taxpayers are really hurting right now in their pocketbooks. You know, 1 out of 6 Americans can't pay their utility bills, yet I am running against an opponent who continues to support things like this radical environmental agenda, which is going to continue to be hurtful. And voters are going to come out in November. This election will be a referendum on Joe Biden's disastrous economic policies, and they'll come out and vote. And we're going to see a lot of change in the U.S. House. I'm very excited to be a part of the team that's going to help flip the House this year.
One of the issues that the Democrats are going to run on is abortion and that Supreme Court Dobbs decision. A Roanoke College poll that came out just a couple of days ago said that 40% want it legal always, 48% legal sometimes, 10% want a total ban. Where do you stand on that issue?
Yeah, so, you know, the abortion issue, what's important to remember, I am a pro-life candidate, but my opponent has been lying about me on her ads. And this is happening to a lot of Republican women. Calling us extremists. We are not extremists, you know, allowing for those exceptions. And that's something that, you know, I've always supported, the exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. But Elaine Lauria and the Democrat Party, what's important to know is, you know, Elaine Lauria has voted for the Women's Health Protection Act. Those guys are extreme on this issue. They're supportive of abortion up to 9 months for any reason at taxpayer expense. And that's what 80% of Americans disagree with. So the issue now is evolved at the states, right? It's a state level issue. So, you know, voters need to remember that as well. But most importantly, what the Democrats have been pushing for at the state level, and that position is extreme.
You're currently a state senator. If the bill came before the state legislature for a total ban on abortion, would you vote against it?
I am a nurse practitioner by trade. I am a nurse, a wife, a mom. Banning abortion is not on my agenda this year. You know, I think there's a debate to be had. But again, I want to just reinforce what we've seen in the state of Virginia, which is Democrats pushing, you know, for abortion at any time, for any reason, at taxpayer expense. That's something I am against. But, you know, we need to have the debate and have the discussion, because I think this will be an issue next year, especially for our state elections here in Virginia.
For people who get a chance to meet you, I think that they might disagree with this statement from the DCCC, but I'm going to put it out there. This is a quote from the Democrats saying that that you are that after the devastating elementary school shooting in Uvalde, she went on to vote against common sense gun violence prevention measures. Kiggans spent her time as a local elected official spearheading measures to prevent gay and Virginians from living free from discrimination. Over the course of her political career, Kiggans has been bought and paid for by some of the slimiest, swampiest special interests out there. I noticed I didn't mention that you are a former Navy pilot as well, Jen.
Right. I'm a Navy pilot. I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm a mom. I'm a common sense American who cares about things like the economy. You know, they're going to lie and say whatever they need to say to get this seat back. So these extreme measures that they're pushing, I mean, you can look at my voting record in the state Senate, but, you know, I am no extremist, but I know that's a word that they love to use. They'll continue to use, they'll continue to lie, because that's all they have. When they continue to tell lies about me, I will continue to tell the truth about them and what my opponent, Elaine Lauria, has been voting for, and how bad that is for Virginians, how bad that is for Americans. We saw a lot of momentum last year with that change. You know, when they look at the state of the country, people know that something is off and that something is wrong. And that will drive people out to vote in November. It did last November, and we had some great victories here in Virginia, which we are so excited about, having a great new governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. We're going to see those same people come out to vote this year for change in America.
State Senator Jen Kiggans, running for the House of Representatives down in Virginia. Thank you for being here. I'm sure we'll see you again before the election. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.